Well, hello, everyone. My name is April Hanna. I am from Path 11. I'm a producer and also a host of the Path 11 podcast. But more importantly, I'm also going to be working with my guest here today, Wendy Covina DeMoss. And she is the founder and the coordinator, the person who does it all for the Sacred Sexual Music Festival that is happening April 16th through the 18th. And Path 11 is going to be bringing it to the world virtually with her. And I wanted to bring her on today. We wanted to go live on Facebook and YouTube and just let you know how excited we are to bring this to a virtual platform this year. And, as Carl Jung states, libido is appetite in its natural state. And the Sacred Sexual Music Festival brings over 20 speakers and musicians, presenters, teachers to really talk about this, to talk about consciousness, spirituality, and sexuality. And I wanted Wendy to come on to explain a little bit about how the Sacred Sexual Music Festival began. We have tickets on sale now too, just so you guys know, since we're live, we do have a link that you can click on. We have an early bird special that we're running until March 8th, $79. It's the cheapest you'll get. So you'll see some things there that you guys can click on and learn a little bit more about. But Wendy, I'd like you to let the world know, because I had never heard of this festival before, and this isn't the first year that it's been going on. So tell people a little bit about what the festival is, how it came to be, and what we're doing this year.
Well, I'm super excited to do it with you this year with Path 11. What a beautiful partnership. And it started a few years ago when I was, the Me Too movement was occurring, the Harvey Weinstein era. And I was noticing people were like, can I even flirt anymore? And I just felt what was lost was the innocence of our beautiful life force energy. The innocence was missing, the respect, the delight. It had just a lot of fear. And I wanted to fill the void that had been created by the Me Too movement and the Harvey Weinstein era with beauty. That, in conjunction with attending an intimacy educator training course I took for 5 days, and it was so beautiful. It was simply in the spirit of therapy and really healing and being in our bodies and present in our bodies. And the beautiful teacher, Catherine Jesse, who's a sexological body worker, is, and what a sexological body worker is, they just acknowledge the sexual energy in our body. And rather than, when therapists are working, with our body, and they're not, massage therapists are not trained necessarily to deal with that energy, but sexological body workers are. And for example, somebody who's, I've had trauma in my life and it's really hard for me to even cuddle with a man. I don't even know where to begin. A sexological body worker would be somebody you would hire and to just hold you. And they're very trauma informed. So they would know this gentleness that is required. So that is what a sexological body worker does in a nutshell. And Catherine Jesse was just brought such beautiful depth and training. By the 5th day, I'm going, oh, this energy, this beautiful acknowledgement and respectful, it was all done with utmost integrity, everything that occurred in the workshops. And I felt like this needed to come out for everyone to know about, to honor. And so I was very scared at first to bring it out and just tell people I have this idea. And I told my dear godchild my idea, and she's 20 some years old, and she went, oh, that is an amazing idea. And she, told her friends in the younger generation, and I told my friends in the older generation, and together we just brought this beautiful festival forward. And and everyone I spoke with about it initially just said, this is such a great idea. This is such a great idea. So at this point, I'm super confident, and I really believe that this is needed, that this is,
yeah,
we need this.
I think so too. Now, it's not it usually it is not a virtual conference.
Correct.
So can you let people know where it has originally been held?
It started in Vancouver, Canada in 2018. And that's when it just, oh, it was such a celebration. So beautiful. And we had one big room with music all day and another big room with workshops, and both had vendors. And it was just a beautiful one day. And then the next year, Vancouver again, so beautiful. It's been held also in Edmonton, in Alberta, in Canada, in Winnipeg, and Winnipeg's extra embraced us. Winnipeg, we were on CBC, which is the Canada's national broadcasting radio station. We were on the main daily at full page. Oh, it's so embraced by people everywhere because we all know this is a gift.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though we're kind of in COVID times and, live events are still iffy about how we're doing that, we had to bring this on to a virtual platform, which is also really amazing because then, we get to expand out from where you live in Canada and bring it to the whole entire world. So I was kind of like, whoa, I didn't even know a festival like this existed. And I just love that you also blend music into it. I know, you're a professional musician, you sing, you have your Chant Your Heart open, you're going to be, sharing some of that as well. So I was wondering if you can maybe let people who are watching know a little bit about the speakers. I'm like, where did you find all these people? They're amazing. I'm starting to interview them on the Path 11 podcast. And, it's great. It's great to talk about. It's a different form and a different avenue to bring consciousness in when we're talking about sexuality in our bodies. So I'd like you to just tell people a little bit about who these musicians are, the body workers, the presenters, and what people can expect if they want to purchase a ticket and actually attend this virtual event.
Well, that's easy. I've just been led. I believe that when you're on your path and your intent is to bring healing to people, that often the universe just puts people in your path, and that occurs. Like I'm looking at the schedule, and even the first person is Dr. Hope. She's a chiropractor. I met her. I was just in Baja not that long ago, and met a friend of a friend, and she's talking about, she specializes in the psoas. She gives workshops around the world just on the psoas because it's that important, and especially with your sexual essence, it's crucial. So she's going to just do a quick talk. If you want to find out more, you can, reach her later, but she's going to give some fundamental information. Next is Corrine Underwood. She's here in Vancouver, a beautiful being, and she really specializes in all things around sexuality and growing up for teens. For example, Corrine's going to talk about menstruation and embracing menstrual wellness, sacred blood. It's been like, oh, don't talk about that. So she's going to just bring some ideas and her knowledge and her life teachings around, honoring this part of our body, our sacred blood. Oh my God, this is like, it's always been so hidden. So I'm delighted that Corrine's joining us. And she's also going to do a talk about taking pleasure as opposed to giving pleasure, as opposed to receiving pleasure. And this is all around the wheel of consent, which is so integral to anything at the Sacred Sexual Music Festival. It's always around consent. So, and the next one, how I met Guyan Amin, he's talking about when sexual energy arises in therapy, because he's a body worker. So he helps people relax. He opens up areas of blockage. And Guyan, he's down at the bottom. You're going to have to scroll a bit because he was one of the later ones. But I met him because I'm editing a book of his that's just about to be released. And it's about dealing with great integrity when sexual energy, there he is. When sexual energy comes up and, you're getting a massage and you feel that energy. And instead of going into, oh my God, that's horrible. He will ask, what is happening with you? Feel free to share. He brings such a non-judgment and shame-free zone to his work. I felt like my vibration went up tenfold just by editing his book. So he'll be talking about what happens with him when sexual energy arises in therapy. And this is just on the Friday night. And the next one is the Sacred Sex Worker Healing the World. Well, Chinoa Bhakti is proudly a sex worker all her life. And she brings such beauty and healing. She's got such sensitivity that and she's here in Vancouver, so I've known her for a few years. And I'm delighted to see what she has in store for us. She's spoken about other topics before, but not this. So I'm happy that she's joining us. Shall I keep going, April?
Yeah, keep
That's
going,
just
keep
Friday
going.
night.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce some more people because I think it's important for people to see like what are the topics, what's going to be discussed, who are these presenters, and I love it. So keep going. We have about 10 more minutes or so. So
okay, well, Saturday morning, first thing, we're going to do some, just open up. And Guru Karim Kaur, I know from California. She teaches yoga. She's one of the best yoga teachers I have ever experienced. And there are some in the Kundalini yoga tradition that are specific for raising the sexual energy. It's specific. It gets it up through the heart, up through the throat. I mean, basically all of the exercises in Kundalini yoga do that, but some are super focused on that. So she'll be talking us through that and demonstrating and giving us a class, actually, just a basic Kundalini yoga class. And stand by for an amazing, powerful hour-long class. Next, Tamara is her name. And she spoke at the Winnipeg Festival. And I was so impressed with her. She demonstrates how you can take your foot and do particular points on your foot that activate areas around your sexuality and around your body. I mean, that's definite reflexology, but she will specialize in reflexology zones on the yoni and on the penis and all around the pelvic zone. So it's amazing. She'll be showing illustrations to show where these points are, reflexology zones are. But she was just remarkable at the Winnipeg Festival. So I wanted to have her back for this virtual version. And the next one, I am so excited to have my dear friend, Anna Beaumont from Edmonton, Alberta, who is a beautiful singer. She sang with the Supremes when she was younger, and she toured with Mary Wilson of the Supremes. Anyway, apparently Mary Wilson, rest in peace, she just passed. So she's giving, Anna Beaumont is giving a workshop on the sacred voice, and she connects the link between the voice and the vagina. And she said there's a direct correlation. So it's going to be fabulous. Her voice is like, incredible. And then she'll be doing singing with us and leading us in some presentation. I'm sure it'll be incredible. Next one, orgasmic birth. Well, I've just always been fascinated by this, by people who, present the idea that when we give birth, this is, we're so focused on it's going to hurt. But if we focus, just change the mindset, and I don't know how she's going to do it. But that's her specialty, is really giving birth. And because she went through such trauma herself that she had to change the way, she knew there was another way. In the old days, she said, people used to give birth out in the field and, and then strap them back and go back to work. And there's just so many approaches to birth. And I'm delighted to hear about Morgane's orgasmic birth. Wow.
Yeah. That's interesting too. Another approach, another way to look at it to take the fear out of the birthing process. So that's pretty wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Give us some more people. Maybe Saturday night. What's the Saturday night schedule look like?
Saturday night. Well, we have Will Blunderfield. Oh, he is so fun. He's a great yoga teacher, and he's a singer. He's on the same label as Sarah McLachlan. So count on super great quality. And he also is part of the LGBTQ community, and he really is a spokesperson for, I think it's called Chakrubs. Anyway, they're butt plugs. Yeah, butt plugs. And he's talking about how healing they are for not only gay men, straight men, there's so much there are prostate problems. and and this is just one way to deal with it, in a healing way, and we'll be talking about that a little bit, and then singing a song. I'm hoping he's going to sing his version of Hallelujah, but whatever he thinks is I know it'll be great. And oh my God, Sonia Brock is the next one. She's playing with power dynamics, and she spoke at the last Vancouver Sacred Sexual Music Festival, and she was one of the highlights for me. She did a demo on somebody, and I'm sure she'll do the same thing. She did a demo on somebody on just playing with power. She had like whips and spankings and she made it so fun. She brought the delight and the fun, just the play. She brought that back in a big way. So she's got a whole hour. It's going to be amazing. And then Lisa, also, she's next, Blessed Booty Shake. Lisa spoke at the last one too, and she was just over the top as well. She's so beautifully high energy and delight and no shame. She's really believes that we really also need to change. I mean, everybody, I think all the performers and all the speakers know we need to shift our focus in the way we look at our sexuality with more honor and delight and play and fun. And Lisa will do that. Blessed Booty Shake. She's going to, get up and shake your booty. She's going to show you how. And that's Saturday. And there's still another day.
Yeah. And it sounds like, with Lisa, with that one, this isn't just going to be, a virtual conference that you're watching. You're going to be getting up. Yeah. You're going to be moving. There's going to be dance. There's going to be yoga. There's going to be demonstrations. I am sure that all of these presenters are going to be pulling us in a totally different way than typical virtual conferences are happening right now, because you can't have this type of conference and teach this type of material and just sit here and watch.
No, no, you'll be an integral part of it. Yeah. And Q&A with every speaker will be a Q&A.
Yes.
I'm delighted about that.
Yeah. And that's really the importance too of catching it on the live stream, of really watching it live. Yeah. There will be a portion after the conference ends that people can watch the replay for a short, period of time. But really, this is a type of festival that, you really want to participate in the live experience, because you're also going to be able to interact through our platform with other participants. We have these chat rooms. You're going to be able to talk to the people. You're going to be able to give the feedback. Like you said, immediate Q&A with these presenters. You can get your questions asked. And I think, with a conference like this, after you see one of these presentations, if you're watching the recording afterwards, you're going to be left with so many questions and say, oh gosh, I wish I was watching it live. So I definitely think that this is a virtual conference unlike any other that I have ever either worked for, experienced. I mean, the content, and I just love seeing the schedule, because I know that, the people are actually going to be really engaged, and it's not like you're going to be turning off your videos or maybe getting up and wanting to grab something to eat. I mean, these are going to be presentations that really pull you in and really get you just kind of really into the conference as if you were there in person.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I believe that as well. It's you'll be a part of it. And like you say, there'll be the chat rooms that people can meet each other from around the world. And I'm just delighted. I'm so excited about it. We've been ramping it up for a while, and it's, I believe that healing and loving our erotic selves is the best way to raise our vibration and heal the planet.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Now, Wendy, let's talk about ticket prices, okay? Because right now we're running an early bird special, and we are going to put the website up. It's sacredsexualmusicfestival.com. There's a ticket link there. You can click on that, and right now it is $79, correct?
Correct.
Okay, $79 until March 8th. Then the ticket price is going to bump up a little bit, people, to $89. And we're going to have that for a period of time. And then when it becomes festival time and thereafter, $99. Okay, so It's great price. Over 20 hours you're getting for $99 if you wait to the last minute. But I would say don't wait. Where are we? We're February 12th now. We still have a little bit of time to get that early bird ticket in. And as you can see here on the screen, just head on over to the website. You'll see tickets are through Eventbrite. You can select how many you'd like and go ahead and purchase your ticket there. And then you're in. You are in. You will be a part of this great community. And let's see, anything else? Wendy, before we kind of sign off here, if anybody else who is watching has any questions, now is the time to just pop in the chat and ask any questions that you might have. We'd also love for you guys to share this. Let people know that this is actually happening. I mean, I couldn't believe it when Wendy, when you contacted me and you were like, hey, would you guys like to do this festival? I'm like, wow, I can't even believe this festival exists. Yeah, I am in because it's great. You know, it's like the two things that we deal with a lot over at Path 11 is death and the afterlife. And nobody wants to talk about death. And then when you came to us, I was like, yes, because nobody wants to talk about sexuality either. So, you know, here we are at Path 11 kind of talking about life and sexuality and consciousness and death and afterlife. And it all kind of blends together because we're here in the physical body. Our spirits, our consciousness come into this physical body to experience the physical world. Yet there's so much shame around it and we don't talk about it. So I think what you're doing is absolutely beautiful. We are honored to be selected as, you know, your production company that is going to be bringing this around the world. We're so excited to introduce this festival to all of our audience, our listeners from Path 11 Podcast and Path 11 TV. So I know that this is going to be well attended and very, very excited for your first virtual Sacred Sexual Music Festival event. So, all right, people, let's head on over. Get your tickets now for only $79. Again, that's the cheapest that they will be. You do have until March 8th, but why not get them now while you can? And yeah, please share this. Let people know about it. Send the link around and let's get people starting to feel comfortable and talking about their bodies and their sexuality. And let's create this movement. You'll see here too, April 16th, 17th, and 18th. And we have 3 full days. You can see the schedule and the time there. And if you click over to the speakers and presenters, you can also take a look at the agenda and the schedule and the different topics that we have. So Wendy, thank you so much for popping on here live. And we'll probably have you back again when we get a little bit closer. And, you know, if people have questions, feel free to pop in. And after this is recorded, Wendy and I will both go back and people ask questions. We'll do our best to go ahead and answer any questions that you might have had if you're not watching this live right now. All right, everyone. Well, take care. And I look forward to seeing a bunch of you at the virtual conference, April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, April. Thank you, Path 11.